Hey everyone, so I thought I would have a little bit of a chat to you about the costs at university. I put out a poll on Twitter and Snapchat and the majority of you have voted for me to talk about the costs of university, so that's what I thought I would do today on this in this sort of chatty video on my vlog channel. Obviously this isn't fact, this is just opinion and how much money I have and what I do with it. I'm not saying this is what every student does or how much every student should spend on something. Like, we all have different ways. Some people might be living at home so they might have more money and they can do more things. I don't know. I'm just having a bit of a disclaimer because I feel like a lot of people target me if I say something and for some reason think it's a fact. All of the things that I say are my opinion, my experiences, and based on what I have at uni. So yeah, I just thought I'd clear that up before people just start hating on me. So the first thing I thought I would talk about is accommodation. I am living in I think it's the cheapest accommodation at Lincoln. Okay, so I've just found out my accommodation costs exactly £5,155.92 for a 40-week contract. Therefore, I'm paying roughly £130 a week to stay in this accommodation, which is definitely overpriced, but it's going to be like that anywhere. And I've got all the facilities that I need at university, so I definitely recommend getting the cheapest option if the accommodation is nice. Like, I am so happy with where I'm living. I know there's stuff people have to say about this, but I'm so happy, and I wouldn't need to pay any more for a better accommodation because I have everything I need here. So yeah, I'm paying £5,155. I believe the accommodation prices are going up by £300 next year, which is crazy. I don't know if this is across lots of universities, but I know Lincoln are bumping theirs up. Wonderful. Which obviously isn't affecting me, but it's affecting future students. I think you might be able to get a higher maintenance grant, so it's all like in proportion, so it's nothing to worry about too much. But yeah, I'm paying just over £5,000 to stay in this accommodation for 40 weeks, and we don't even stay in here for 40 weeks, so it's really annoying how you have to pay for that much money, because obviously people go home at Christmas, at Easter. I don't have to stay until the end of my contract finished, and I probably won't, because I'll go home so I can have food that I don't have to pay everything for. So for accommodation, that's how much I pay. Moving on to food, on a weekly basis I spend, I'd say, about £15 on food. I've made it less than that before, and I've sometimes had it up to 20, but the majority of the time my food shop comes to about £15, which I think is a really good price, because before I came to university my sixth form made out that I'd have to spend about £40 on food a week, or like £30, and I was thinking, what the hell, when I come to uni every week I spend about £15 on average, so it's a lot less than what you probably think you're going to spend on food. Obviously this is subjective to however much food you buy or whatever a week, but I'd say I spend that much money and I get breakfast, lunch and dinner every single day. Sometimes you have to get milk in the middle of the week, same with bread, but I'd say £15 on food is all I need. A little bit more sometimes if I'm treating myself. The real downfall for me and my friends is that we spend money on food out, like when we have food at home, but I think it's just a nice way to socialise, and we go out to find new places, experience new things and have a chat over dinner. It's really nice. There are so many places to go to in Lincoln as well, but we go out for dinner quite a lot, which I regret in some ways because of money, but in other ways it's just like a nice experience. Yeah, obviously food prices can go up then. I spend more of my money on food in a week, let's say £10 plus a week I might spend in restaurants or takeaways or whatever, because student life. And then moving on to like other bits and pieces, so for laundry it is super expensive. I think it's £2.80 to wash your clothes. The washing machines for Courts and Signet are actually quite big, and I'm pretty sure they are anywhere else, but we're with Circuit Laundry. A lot of universities are with Circuit Laundry, and some of them are different elsewhere, but at Lincoln you get like a card that you get at the laundry or at the laundrette, and then you like pop it in every time and you put money on the card. So it's £2.80 to wash your stuff, which is awful. You have to pay £5 to wash, like say your whites in one and then your black and colours in another, and then £1.90 to dry your clothes. There obviously are hacks, I guess, that you can go with. So some people wash their stuff in the bathrooms, and some people dry their stuff, like they have clothing racks that they can hang onto their wardrobes or put stuff on the radiator. You can obviously work your way around this, but doing the laundry is so expensive, and I try and like take my clothes home in bulk, so then my mum can wash them, so I don't have to pay a ridiculous amount to wash my clothes at uni. But that's the sort of cost you have to pay for laundry, which is so annoying. Doing the laundry is probably the most expensive part of uni that I definitely underestimated before I came. Money to spend on books. I honestly recommend not buying any books before you come to university, and maybe only buy even just one that you know will take you over the course of the 3-4 years you're here. Most of my books are online, which I do hate. Like, I much prefer a hard copy, but you can easily go to the library and loan it for several weeks. This will save you a lot of money because university books are between 40 and hundreds of pounds, which is crazy, and I would never spend that much on a book. The only book that I've bought is £40 from Amazon, which was like a struggle, and I bought that right at the beginning. But for sort of study costs, I'd say don't spend money on books because you don't need to. The only thing you may need to on a monthly basis is to buy like a new notepad for notes. I take lots of notes for each lecture and I use my notepad a lot, so I'd say I buy like a new notepad every single month. And with pens, I bulk bought a lot of pens and pencils before I came, so I have not needed to buy anything. The only things I've bought stationery wise since I've come to uni is several notepads and some cue cards for revision. So you don't need a lot of money for sort of study costs and what you buy for your course, like your supplies you need. As I'm living in halls, all of my living costs kind of come under my accommodation, so I don't need to pay any extras for bills, insurance or anything like that, because it all comes with my living costs, which is a great thing. Same with my house next year. I will talk a little bit more about that when I actually move, and how like halls differs to like living in a house at uni, because obviously it will be very different, and I'll do the pros and cons of each and all of the different things. But luckily our bills next year actually come in with how much we pay weekly, which is great. So that's obviously fab. And then the last thing I want to talk about was socialising. Me and my friends do quite a lot at uni, not drinking out. Like, we actually don't drink out that much. I know you see us vlog our nights out on here, but I'd say we go out like twice, maybe every month now, which is not a lot compared to the typical student, stereotypical student. We're just not massive drinkers. We do love a good night out. We do love going out for cocktails, but we're not like every single night. We just don't, I don't know, we're just not massive fans. I do love alcohol, but I don't know. I think it's more the money. I don't like wasting money on loads of drink and tickets to clubs. I don't know, I just really don't like this fact of spending all my money on that when I know it could go to travelling or something a little bit better, but that's just my personal opinion. So social costs for me are not ridiculously high. Like I said, most of our money that we spend socialising is on food, which obviously can work both ways. We do go out to the quiz, but the quizzes at uni here are either 50p or £1 entry. We are doing a few like of the student activities, like me and Hattie are doing a colour run next month, which is exciting. But yeah, I don't spend a lot socialising, so I guess this is dependent on how you are as a person. If you like going out a lot, which is fair enough, or if you don't, you'll probably save a lot more money. So for socialising a week, I'd say you need about £20–30 maybe. For my first semester, I had probably about £100 a week, which is way more than I needed, which meant that I spent a lot of money on Christmas presents and gifts for people around that time, and I got to spend a lot more money on like clothes and things. You need money for like shopping and things if you are into like buying clothes, because I much prefer to spend money on like clothing than on a night out. But yeah, I think it's just dependent on how you are, but for me, a comfortable amount of money to spend for a week would be about £40. I know people are much happier with less and people that need a lot more, but I'd say £40 for me would be like the perfect like minimum amount that I need to stop me from spending money on food out. That gives me enough money to do my laundry, go out and socialise with my friends, and do my food shop all in a week, which is great, and that works for me. Let me know how much money you spend at university every week if you are there already, or if you're worrying about the cost. I promise you it's not as bad as you think it is. You might need your overdraft, you might not. It just depends on how much you get in your maintenance loan. And I hope this video has helped in some way, give you a bit of an insight into how much everything costs at uni. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed, comment down any suggestions you want me to cover in the next few weeks, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, I kind of pulled my hair then. Bye.